chat for sure. Look at him. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, Medieval Dynasty. So this is the second game we will take a look at today.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Tazen. Good to see you again. And has anyone played this one? Repeat to Chad. Yes. The clip, right? Dynasty of Harem. We can certainly build the Dynasty of Harem. But yeah, let's jump into the game. You get to see the world you've been working on. Sure, I can show you the world after I show the game. Before we end the stream, I can certainly show you my main town. Medieval Dynasty. Are we playing Dynasty of Fortesk? I don't know what that is. Glad to Medieval on this channel. And the Medieval is glad to see you here, Marto. This looks right up your alley. So this game, I am going to tell you the worst things about it first. It has terrible writing. It has very repetitive gameplay loop. And voice acting is pretty bad. And it is very grindy. What else? It can be found boring by some. So those are the worst things about this game. But I am loving this game. I'm having a blast. I have been playing this hours every day. And even with its downsides, I've been having a great time building my medieval village. So what you do in this game is basically you are on your own. You know, you have nobody, no family, no one. And you start with nothing, and you go to your uncle. In the main story, you go find your uncle. You don't find your uncle. We are going to take a look at them, but let me summarize. And your uncle's friend says, oh, okay, since you don't have a family, you should build your own village. Why don't you build your own village? And that's what you do. You start hammering at it, and you build a house, and then you build another house, you build the buildings, and you invite villagers, and then it grows, and then you pay your taxes, and you craft your stuff. And yeah, that is what the game is, building your own medieval village, and it's great. I feel like at some point it will run out of content, but it hasn't happened to me just yet. Are those steep slopes with less downsides? Okay, so let's start a new game. I will show you my village later, but this is the original game mode. This is new. This was added later, where you can play co-op, and it's mostly the same game with a different map, but even with beavers. We've had enough of beavers. We are done with beavers. We are moving on to another game. By the way, I'd like to play this game co-op at some point. I know Veru is interested, and maybe if there are other people interested, we could talk about it on Discord and set up a co-op game at some point. It would be fun to play this game with others. I'm sure it would be fun, you know, sharing the work. If you're interested, if you have the game, let me know, and we can talk about it. But yeah, let's start with the original story for now. I'm going to show you a few of the dialogues, then we are going to probably skip the dialogues and play the game. So how is this a co-op game? Why wouldn't it be a co-op game? Is this not City Builder? This is first person, so you'll see right now. I'll start with the oh, no, go out, leave. No, this is wrong. We forgot the most important thing. We needed to. We needed to customize. Oh wait, no way. Oh, I'm sorry, Alpi. I wanted to make us harem, but we cannot actually customize our character in the original story. I'm sorry, we are stuck with Rasimir. So we are going to have to play Rasimir.
I used to have a simple life. Whatever needed doing round the farm, I'd do it. Being the eldest son, it's tough. But at least
Well,
we had
this
a living,
harem
and our plates were never
would.
empty. Then, the war came. I lost everything overnight. The last thing I remember is Father pushing me away, yelling for me to run, to live. At first, I didn't know what to do. Then, I remembered. A story my mother once told me. A story about my uncle, Jordan. He made a modest fortune up north, in a peaceful valley far away from the war. For weeks I held on to that thought, until the valley from my mother's stories. I could see it. This is where I can start a new life.
I don't think you want to play this game for its story. I think the story is decently uninteresting. You know, it can be cool with its twist. I finished the main story. I stopped reading the texts very early. But the game itself is very good. So this starts a lot like your usual survival games. You gather some sticks. Let's get some sticks. Now we need some rocks. Rocks can be early in the game. Stones can be a little bit difficult to spot. So let's start with the stone axe. We must gather some sticks before venturing forth, exactly. Let's put this here. Let's cut a couple of trees. This just looks like Kingdom Come. It feels a bit like Kingdom Come as well at times. Let me assure you, Kingdom Come is an amazing, amazing RPG. This is a fun crafting. How did that happen? That never happened to me in my 70 hours of playing. How do I take that log now? I have to cut this tree as well. No. First of all, we haven't gone to where Uncle is. I am cutting trees instead of visiting my uncle. Suddenly, so I came all the way from my village where there was war, kilometers away. And, you know, we are now 200 meters away from the village where my uncle is supposed to be, and I suddenly decided to cut some trees. That's the story right now. KCD is up there for you after Kingmaker. It's a great game. I loved it. I had many doubts before starting that game, and I ended up loving it. Alright, we have some logs and some rocks. Let's get a hammer. And a shovel. Do I need anything else now? A stone knife. Another stone knife. And I should get another stone axe, so
I highly recommend.
alright. Now that we have our stone knife, we are ready to cut our uncle. I mean visit our uncle.
Uncle! Uncle!
Uncle, it's me, Rasimir. It's me, Guybrush.
Hey, it's me.
Uncle? Those eyes, I didn't think I would see them again. One blue as the
I
sky
do
and
love
the other
butts.
black like a clump of coal. Are you alright? You look like you've
I
seen a
do
ghost.
love butts.
So you aren't one. Good. For a second there, I thought I lost it. But your eyes, they look just like him. Sorry, you must have mistaken me with someone. I'm new in this parts and just arrived at the valley, actually. My name is Rasimir. I'm... Wanda's son, aren't you? Jordan's nephew? What? Did you know my mother? Not really. I knew of her. We didn't ever actually meet. He wanted to keep his family separate.
Maybe.
I don't think I understand. You will. Wait, what do you mean by did I know her? Is she well? I hope she is now. Wherever that might be, I lost both my parents in the war. Damn it, this world. I guess it can be as cruel as it is beautiful. I'm sorry, my boy. Nobody should lose their loved ones at such a young age. It's okay, Dave died so I could live. And I plan to make the best of this life that I can. In order to honor their sacrifice. That's very mature of you. I'm sure they would be proud hearing that. You mentioned my uncle Jordan. I actually came here to looking for him. Oh, Rasimir, I had to be the bearer of bad news. Your uncle Jordan is no longer with us. He passed away 3 years ago. I'm so sorry. I understand how you must feel. He was a dear friend of mine. Oh no, that can't be. What happened? Don't worry, he died peacefully in his sleep. He didn't suffer, I can promise you that. So what should I do now? You are free to go wherever you like and start a new life. I hereby grant you the permission of the Castellan to build and farm on any unutilized land in the valley. Construct yourself a house and see what comes next for you. You can even build a whole village if you please. There are many travelers passing through, maybe some of them would like to join your settlement. So this is where it gets weird. I lost my family and I'm sorry, your uncle is also dead. So what should I do? You should build a village. That's what you do, right? You know, you don't start out slow, think big. Build a metropolis. Just like that, I can take the land free of charge. Well, you'd have to pay taxes to the king annually, but apart from that, you are free to do as you please, as long as you don't break the law, of course. Or at least, if you don't get caught doing so. That sounds amazing. The valley looks peaceful as well. I think I'll stay here and see what the face is in store with me.
I am the law!
I'm glad to hear that. You can find resources all over the land. Grab a few rocks and sticks from the ground, craft yourself a simple axe. With it, you can cut down trees, chop them into logs. Then you can create a wooden hammer that will be crucial in the building process. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. So this is where we move away from immersion immediately in the first text into the, this is a game part. So you don't want to play this game for the story. I think it's pretty bad, and that's why I'm not going to be reading most of the text anymore. When you build yourself a home, come back to Gustovia and talk to my wife, Dobroniega. She manages the tavern. Ask her to feed you. You must be famished. Then grab some beers for both of us and come back. I'll tell you some stories about Jordan. That sounds like a plan to me. So we'll just focus on building. The best thing about this game is exploring this pretty big map and finding a place to build your village. In my main save, I have built over here. Hey, Com, welcome. How are you, Com? Good to see you. I have built over here in my latest main save. I restarted several times, by the way. In one of the saves, I built over here. In one of them, I built over here.
Greetings, sire.
In one of them, I think I built somewhere over here. But there's a very nice location here. So since this save will not be a long-term save, let's build over here close to this village. And it's a very nice location as well. Infinite mortality played and plays a large part in our calculations of average historical ages, something that's already very awkward to try and copy. Yeah. The average life expectancy has risen from something like 40 to 80 in the last century alone, something like that. Maybe 2 centuries. I'm not exactly sure. I think I have exaggerated the amount quite a lot, but it's something crazy like that anyway. How are you, GM Farmer? Welcome in. Oh, so your worst enemies are boars and wolves. You will easily be killed, especially in early game. So right now, we may just die to this one. Unless I, you know, do my moves well enough. Obviously, we are cheesing the AI. The pathfinding of the AI. Otherwise, you don't want to really fight them melee. Common misconception: those who survive childhood live long unless there was a war. But I was talking about average life expectancy. There was always a war, and there were always bad illnesses, untreatable in the days of not very developed medicine. So but I don't know the numbers very well, so I will shut up about it. Okay, the music is getting stressful again. What is chasing us? We didn't die of boredom. I like this spot because of the three waterfalls. You met real life boars in the woods. You wouldn't want not done with just an exactly. Yeah. Tooth infection, yeah. There's limestone tin ore to collect. And the bronze pickaxe, let's pick that up. By the way, random loot will spawn all around the world. But there are also some fixed loot that you can find, like this bronze pickaxe I think always spawns. Sad to see Chad being so joyous, exactly, as always. But yeah, let's start building. I mean, ideally, we need a big flat terrain for, you know, fields and stuff. Lots of houses, buildings. You can build on non-flat terrain, but it's not as easy. And it doesn't look beautiful. That is why these locations are great. And we want somewhere close to the water. Maybe we can build somewhere else. Also, I'm carrying too much now. As you can see from the indicator next to the health, hunger and stuff, there's a small thing there. It is just into the red section, which slows me down considerably. So instead of carrying that much, we can drop the stones, we can collect more later. I think maybe this is a better place to build, actually. The waterfalls are great, but there is not much flat terrain. Straw, we can easily find straw. We can go around for the straw. There is no straw here. How are you, Calm? What is your Monday? Did I already ask? I don't know. Maybe you already answered. Straws in carton, not in plastic. Yeah, if we build here, we also will not have a place to we will not have water access to place a fishing building. So let's go over to this river. Used to build near the mine up north. Since the updates, there are bandits there now. They beat you up. Bandits are another bad part of this game. Like, I am not going to say the AI is bad. It's like the AI is non-existent. Sometimes they don't even come after me. There have been incidents where I killed them and they didn't fall down. Like the model just stood like this after being dead. Some dirt appeared on the face. Because when they fall down normally, they fall face first into dirt and their face gets dirtied. What happened was they just stood like this with dirt on their face. So there are so many problems with the AI all throughout this game. They are very heavy, but you know, we should probably take these. There are some planks too. Okay, we can build here. We won't be able to build too much anyway. There is also straw. So let's start with a simple small house. And perhaps a wicker basket to put our unnecessary stuff temporarily. I need some sticks. Let's put this and this here. Planks, ladders, the meat, the apples, the dried meat. Okay, it's full. So now I need stone. So mining isn't the best and fastest way to get stone. Simply looking for them on the ground is so much faster. Unless you get unlucky. Of course you can post a link. It's a study that includes average lifespan numbers with infant mortality removed from the data. Sure. Of course. I won't be able to look at it now, but... So let's go back to the Twin Waterfalls area. We can eventually build towards that area. We are not too far away. If we were to continue on this save, we could definitely... because the villages gets so big, actually. There are many different buildings. That's a lot of emotes. GM Farmer. That's 1/3 of your Final Fantasy emotes. Let me take a look. Are you subbing to channels that have Final Fantasy emotes? They are all from different channels as well. They're very nice though. Very cool. You get gifted subs. A lot. Oh, I'm carrying too much. Until you can get a backpack, this is going to be the story of your life. Constantly carrying too much. Oh, do you do Final Fantasy speedruns? Do you stream? Where was our house? To the north. There, I think. You do? Not for competition. Your friends do, okay. Where did we place our house, chat? I lost it. I should have marked it. Here's our house. Here I am with a hugging like 10 tons of rocks, dragging them along, looking for my house foundation. Hammer in one hand, a pile of rocks on the other. Where's the house? Where did where did I place the house? I don't think we went this way. Did we go this way? There are not a single Swedish Final Fantasy speedrunner in the world. Not one? Only completed structures are shown. Oh, no, you're right. It's marked in there. So the foundations are also shown. How did I lose a house? It's easy when you are me. You're really close to an extra Monday stream. Wait, what are you planning to request, GM Farmer? Do you have a plan? Chanting Barbie repeatedly. What Barbie? Barbie is not a game. Barbie is a brand. You have to specify the game. Clearly, this is how you build a house, by the way. Barbie is an idea. Barbie. Barbie is a Barbie. Whenever the request, you tell the streamer to hang out with family or friends and enjoy a nice meal outside of the gaming room. But no, I wouldn't have accepted it as a request then. The idea for the request is a stream. You can't use the request for a stream as a request to not stream. Besides, streaming is my job. I have to stream to make money. Okay, so later we can change these walls, but now we don't have access to planks. Fallout or Arcanum. Now, normally I do not do Critical Hits games on Extra Monday streams. But I have played both Fallout 2 and Arcanum, so maybe I could make an exception for the games that I have played. That could be a good idea, actually. I had never considered that. So right now we can only build wattle walls. Later we can build wooden walls. Or walls with walls with doors. Or stone walls. Now, right now we can actually build both. What we cannot build is the roofs. Both wooden roofs and the wooden tiled roofs require planks, and we do not have access to cutting planks right now. Arcanum, yeah, it was, what, the third game? So, we can build stone walls, I think. Make a better house. It will take longer. But the roof will be, unfortunately, low quality. And what this affects is how much firewood you need to keep yourself warm. Because the better the wall, the better the insulation. That's character creation in such games has you busy for hours. Exactly, so that is the problem with RPGs on Extra Monday streams. It just takes too long to get started, and in 6 hours you can only do so much in an RPG. So that's why games, action games, shoot 'em ups, first person shooters, arcade games, things like those, or roguelikes are more, appropriate for Extra Monday streams. Okay, I get distracted so much. Let's start building. So we need lots of stones, lots of logs. And of course straws. Let's collect straws. Thank you, Amblog. I appreciate the logs. Okay, so when you do something enough and gather the required experience, you gain skill points. And then you can improve your skills by unlocking feats. I recommend you unlock all the knowledge feats first because it just takes too long to level up, and in the long run, in long time, you would probably regret having unlocked them. But you know, it takes too long to unlock all these points, so I think extra experience is useful. So the earlier you get it, the better. I always unlock these more experience feats first. In my main save, I am in year 3. I still haven't unlocked half of these. Stones are easy enough to see when you get used to it. So straw-strewn stews. Grammar is strawful. It is... I don't know, I probably said stupid things. Attempting to speak as I usually do. It's the first playthrough. Spent 2 hours making the character perfect. My English is awesome, thank you. I appreciate it. I know for a fact it's not, but thank you. If you can't find any stones, check your shoe. I know the one in there. Well, that's a pebble. You need like 2,000 pebbles to build this house. Okay, let's look for stones.
Welcome back.
Hey, some people are
Has it
good
already
English.
been
Oh
3
no.
months? A resub by Grand_Master_Farmer.
Oh no.
Subbing for good English.
Thank you so much, GM Farmer. I appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you for the resub. You know the difference between a rock and a stone? But do you know the difference between a rock and a hard place? If the only thing that a kidn't like you can catch is the odd mistake around uncountable versus countable plurals, your English is great. Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think the biggest problem with my English is the lack of a decent vocabulary. I need to know more words. I mean, for the amount of years that I have had education in English or otherwise exposed myself to English, I feel like I know few words. Dictionary donation goal. Mitchell tends to pronounce V's as W's, but you love that. You love that. So you love that never stops. Pronunciation is a whole other thing, right? My pronunciation is a mess, as I keep saying. It is an amalgamation of so many different pronunciations. My geography, my education, the pop culture that I have followed, where I have lived outside of my hometown, you know, it's a mess. It's a mess. You probably know more than you use, Weimar. Well, when I read or hear, of course I know those words, but speaking English is a, you know, coming up with words on top of your head, complex words or not easily accessible words. That is the real vocabulary knowledge. I mean, I understand what I read. There are a few words that I go, what the heck does that mean now? It happens occasionally, but not often. But while speaking, I tend to grab the low-hanging fruits, you know, as far as the words goes. Yeah, very often here you must lurk, just listen while doing random stuff, mainly art creation and photo editing. 40-year-old antiquarian preserver, boring person, prefers to be in home, lives with girlfriend, cat, have only about 3 real life friends. That's you. Nice to meet you, GM Farmer. And I really appreciate the lurk, even if you are not active in chat. It means a lot to me that people keep coming back. Just to listen, or even just to mute and support, that also means a lot. 600 kilometers from a large city. How is that kind of life? All throughout my life, I lived in the heart of a metropolis. I don't know how it feels to be away from all the amenities that you could ever possibly want and more, and on top of it a crowded environment. I don't know that. Only for a few years I have lived outside of a metropolis. That was for education. You know, people who lived in crowded cities and metropoles, they say, "Oh, I hate it. I will move from here in a heartbeat if I had to, but alas, I work, so I cannot move." They always say things like that, but I feel like if such a person, like someone like me, moved away from this mass anarchy, I think we would miss it and look for it. Like calmness, I'm not sure if that's something we can get used to easily. You will never move from your large city. New building unlocked. Well, you would take a smaller place without all the amenities here, yeah. Lived in Belgium, Netherlands, small cities. They were too big for you. Yeah, I've never really lived in something, you know, a non-urban village life or away from others. I live in one of the most crowded cities in the world, Istanbul, and in not the most crowded part of the city, but one of the somewhat more crowded parts of the city. It's weird. Well, I don't go out much anyway, anymore, so. You also live nearly in the middle of nowhere, 3 neighbors within a mile. Oh, really? There's no place with no crowd. There are places with no crowds. See, for example, imagine living in a house like this. You are given the opportunity and the tools and the power to build a house here. And the closest villages are here. Some of the top 3 largest cities on the planet, counting suburbs, right? Yes, it is. Okay, Vero. Enjoy your lurk. But yeah, let's cut some trees. Continue getting rocks. See you, Vero. You are looking at moving out of the city soon, but your employers, potential employers, still want you close to their centers in Chicago, even though it's still all work from home. Yeah, I think everyone should work from home. Offices should be closed down. It is less expenses for the workplace and less time wasted driving or commuting for the workers. I don't understand why anywhere insists on people working in an office. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, I need to drop a log. It doesn't rank that high? It doesn't? I thought it did. I mean, I guess there are probably 3 more crowded cities in China or India. You have a friend called Emre in Istanbul. He invited some of your friends to visit, showed them the inner city around the commercial districts. He left them for 20 minutes. They got robbed. Really? Well, I believe that. I believe that. People are terrible. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 more logs, 6 more logs, and 6, 14, 22 more stones. You can't definitely in different countries, like Chinese cities always expand, while Istanbul doesn't name the new part Istanbul but something else. I don't get what that means, GM Farmer. Istanbul doesn't name the new part Istanbul but something else. Like if the city has a lot of, I guess you might call districts. Are they called districts? I'm not so sure. And all of those districts have neighborhoods within them and villages, some of them villages attached to them. You know, they are not your usual sense of villages anymore. They are like smaller cities, of course. Istanbul doesn't really have anywhere to expand anymore. It's confined. There is nowhere else. Sometimes the sea can be filled to make room for, I don't know, something else, like a park or something. When cities in Europe expands, they tend to call them sister brother cities and black, when some parts of the world simply change the town border on the map. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you mean. But I don't think there is anywhere for Istanbul to expand. Not really. Okay, I think we got all the logs we wanted, so we need 22 stones now. Thatched roof cottages. They look beautiful, right? They would probably be terrible to live in with any rain, any strong rain or wind. But what do I know? New Istanbul will be built on a man-made island in the water. Okay, let's collect stones. What are we talking about again? We are talking about rocks. Collecting rocks. But yeah, this game is extremely chill and relaxing. You know, I wanted to get out the bad parts of it right out of the gate. I wanted to tell you what not to expect from the game. But as I said, I have already spent over 70 hours on the game. I am still highly enjoying it. It's very relaxing. And it feels really fulfilling to, you know, you place one house first. Then you place your well, you place your storages, you place your second house, you know, the first other house for villagers outside of your own. You invite your first villager. You build your kitchen, you build your, I don't know, wood crafting stations. The village just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It feels so fulfilling and nice. Wreck and Stone, brother. What is that? You read now that 40 million people live in Istanbul. You recently heard 16 million. I think it's more close to 16 million, unless 14 million suddenly died. 2 million people suddenly died, and I didn't hear about it. I mean, there's every chance that I wouldn't hear if 2 million people suddenly died. I don't watch the news anymore. So it's a possibility. It is more like 17 actually, I think. More recently. I think I cut too many logs. Yeah, agreed. Sleep frame, agreed. Okay. We need 3 more stones. We are almost done with our first house. And you don't have to build the best walls at all. I usually do so. I don't mind the extra grinds. And it's better. You know, even if you build, you know, the bad roofs or something, you can later you can, you know, break them down and then build another if you want. So that's a possibility. You don't have to tear the whole house down to change the quality of the walls. You can simply change individual walls and roofs if you want to. I thought there was coffee in the mug. There wasn't. Okay, so we've got our first house. Let's put here what we don't need to carry. This is not a great storage. It's not big enough, just 50 kilograms. Soon in the game, we will be building resource storages and food storages. Those are not simply storages. There are lots of types of storages in the game, but those 2 specific buildings called resource storage and food storage, they are actually what the villagers check for everything. Like if they need water and food, they check the food storage building. If they need tools to work with or resources to work on, they check the resource storage building. So you have to put everything in those 2 buildings for them to have access to them. But let's go on with the quests. Chapter 2, as survivalists. We need to build a wooden spear and hunt a wild animal. Okay, Thazen. Have a great rest. Best of luck with your exam tomorrow. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you rest well. And I'll see you next time. Okay. So... let's get 2 wooden spears. I don't really like spears. I use a bow and a dagger. Mostly. You can throw the spears or you can attack in melee. Yeah, very slow. So the game also wants us to build a rabbit trap, apparently. So let's hunt a wild animal. When you explore the map, you spot, you know, what are they called? Animal, but not nests. What are they called? Anyway, these are locations where these animals live. For example, this is a boar spot. This is that a rabbit? It's a rabbit spot. This is a white-tailed eagle spot, and etc. And it changes, I think, from season to season, some of them. You are 4 billion now. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? How it changed so much in the last 40 years. It doubled in the last 50 years or so. So you usually want to stay away from wolves and boars and wisents, like those three, and bears. Those four are the aggressive animals. But as I demonstrated before, the AI isn't too hard to cheese if you get used to it. If it will be 16 in another 40 years. I mean, could be. Could be. I don't know where all of those people will fit. And what more of the nature will have to be destroyed to accommodate for so many people. But medicine is improving, which means people are living longer and longer. And breeding more and more. This is really fun multiplayer. I am hoping to play this multiplayer. I was talking about it earlier. If I can get people interested. Vero and I are already interested, if we could find a third and a fourth. Came with Australia. Where's the other one? Do we want to hunt this one as well? Let's hunt this one as well. Oh, I missed. Oh, I got it. That's fine. We can take a few hits. The thing is, you cannot homogeneously distribute people on the planet, right? It's not so easy for people to move. The countries aren't, for good reason, willing to share. So, for example, if you are born in, let's say, Turkey, you cannot simply decide to move to Australia. It's impossible. Can the planet withstand the amount of pressure that 16 billion people would mean that the CO2 levels and pollution of the world see? The ocean is the main source of oxygen, not rainforests. I don't know the math. I just know that what has been happening is not sustainable. Technically, not emotionally. It's not even emotionally that I'm talking about, it's financially. Or politically. So with the population rising, probably problems would start rising. That would perhaps end in wars and decimation of said populace, and then we are down to lower numbers. Maybe it balances itself like that, I don't know. I wouldn't want to learn, wouldn't want to see those days. So, survive for a season. We just need to survive through days now for the main campaign to move along. But we can do other stuff, of course, in the meanwhile. For example, our uncle's friend told us to talk to his wife once we built a house, so that we would be given beers, and then we could take the beer to him. This Unighost story is one of the two big story chains, quest chains in the main game. It only appears on this map, not the other one. There is one more. I think one or two more. They are good for rewards. They are okay. I wouldn't call them interesting, but they are good to follow. And eventually they end, and you are left in the sandbox game, which is where the game shines. Even the UI looks like Kingdom Come. Is it the same font? I don't know. It does look like it. True. So by the way, you can steal stuff. That's what the dude was referring to. If you're spotted, if you're not spotted, there are no repercussions. Nothing. If you are spotted, then your Dynasty reputation falls. If it falls a certain amount, it's game over for you. I don't know what happens if it raises above a certain amount. So there are things you can do to raise your Dynasty reputation, either by doing side quests or by doing King's Herald's challenges, which is basically favors for the king. I have gotten this over 11,000, I think. I don't know what it does. I don't know if it reduces taxes or anything. It's just the number just keeps building for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just a meaningless number that you feel happy about when it's bigger. Hi, you are Dobroniega, right? Nice to meet you. I'm Rasimir. Hello, what can I help you with? That's right, nice to meet you too, Rasimir. What brings you to me? Unighost told me that you can fix me up with some food. I haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Well, it depends on what proper means to you, but I can offer you something warm and filling. That sounds more than amazing. There you go, now tell me something about yourself. How do you know my husband? There's nothing much to say really. I've just arrived at the valley looking for my uncle Eordan. Didn't expect to be done searching so quickly, to be honest. Oh yes, he was Unigo's friend. I remember now hearing that he had eyes just like yours. I'm sorry for your loss. That's okay, I don't even remember him really. Most that I know about him is from my mother's stories. She always looked up to her big brother, loved him furiously even when he stopped visiting. A lot of people did what I've heard. There was something special about him. Yeah, tough shoes to fill, huh? The only shoes that you need to worry about filling are your own. Every man is the architect of his own fortune. Thank you for saying that. It's what I needed to hear. Let's not talk about me anymore. What's your story? I was a part of a traveling band of troubadours. I've never managed to learn how to play an instrument, but I was pretty decent with my singing. Our travels brought us to the valley not long after the death of your uncle. I still remember seeing Unighost for the first time. He had so much sadness in his eyes. Eordan wasn't just a friend of his, he was a part of him. The band left a few days later. I stayed. There was something in Unigo's presence that I simply knew my place was by his side. I probably noticed the age difference. You probably noticed the age difference. No, not really. What? Are you implying that I look old? Nothing of sorts. Anyway, it looks like you were anchored here by love. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, you could call it that, or blindness, or stupidity, poor judgment maybe, whatever sounds best to you. Pretend all you like. You fell hard for the grandpa with sad eyes and you know it. I did. He annoys me sometimes like nobody else. Yet I can't imagine breathing without him now. But don't let me go all soft on you, you surely got some places to go. It was a pleasure talking to you, Dobroniega, every second of it. Here, I know it's not much, but it will come in handy when starting a new life. Everything costs coins these days. I really appreciate that, but I'm not looking for a charity, I'll manage. Oh, come on, don't try to be a hero. Man, alright. Do something for me then. It won't be a handout, just your first pay. That I can agree. What do you need? There's a farmer in the village. She is called Jarognieva. She usually supplies the tavern with rye, but I haven't got anything from her in a while. My stock is almost gone, but you don't even want to imagine what would happen to these people when we run out of beer. Consider it done. While we are speaking of beer, Unigost asked me to grab a couple for us. Of course, here you go. Great, thank you. You promised to tell me some stories about Jordan. Oh, I see. Well, in that case, thank you. So the worst part of this writing, of this game's writing, is the anachronisms. Yeah, this is supposed to be a game in a medieval setting, and especially the jokes, they are so modern. The writing feels not fitting of the setting, and the jokes, like some of the villager idle talk, especially when you hear them over and over again, it just gets so irritating. So the writing is by far the weakest part of this game. It can even get irritating. It's not just bad, it can be a bad experience, at least for me. I don't find that kind of humor funny at all. If we hear any, I will point them out for you. Bethesda inspired them, possibly. Well, I'm not reading these anymore. Let's go on.
I can't say a good word either.
So, let's keep building. You can, and I recommend you follow up on these stories and finish them for the rewards. Some of the parts are pretty difficult, by the way. They are not very easy. It takes a while to complete. On the other side, some of the parts of these quests are a lot of walking around, simply legwork. Go from this part of the map to here and now go back here, kind of stuff, which can get annoying if you are trying to rush them. But if you spread them over time, it will be a much better experience, and that's what I recommend. I haven't tried the new map. I wanted to keep it for a possible multiplayer experience. I don't know the writing in that one. It may be way better. Or way worse. So, extraction. Let's get ourselves a well. This is necessary. A well is necessary. Even though we are close to a river, a well is necessary to fill buckets. You cannot fill buckets otherwise. Buckets or water skins, they can only be filled in the wells, I think, as far as I know. I may be mistaken. But you need buckets or water skins filled with water for villagers to drink water. They don't simply drink water from the well or the rivers. 4 logs. Do we have any? Well, well, well. Hell, hell, hell. Hells, hells, hells. We have 4 logs. Wells, wells, wells.
Hells, hells, hells.
Okay, 4 more logs. The other thing you can choose to do, or will need to do, is shoveling out these stumps. If you do not remove the stump after cutting the tree, it regrows in 2 years. So you will probably want to be surrounded by logs, by trees, and you don't want to take the stumps out. But as you expand your village, you cannot build on stumps, so you will have to remove them in places that you need to build. But not just willy-nilly. It looks like Bethesda creation engine, Unreal 4. I don't know about it. Is Kingdom Come also Unreal Engine? So we need 16 straws and 2 logs. This looks better than any Bethesda game. It looks better than Starfield. It's apparently CryEngine. Unreal Engine looks great out of the box, yeah. Our box is already filled. Better than Starfield. The newest Bethesda game. Is it not called Starfield? Am I confusing names? Better than Starfield? Okay. It's called Sunburst. There are no sources of anyone within Bethesda working on a new game engine. More like lack of such programmers and creators within their ranks. Most likely Elder Scrolls 6 will look like Skyrim 2.0. I don't care about looks in any game, honestly.
I'd risk everything
Hey BG Nerd.
to get what I want.
How are you, BG Nerd?
Approach me if you dare.
I need the resource stockpile because my bags are my chest is full. So storages, resource storage. And you can build roads, by the way. The roads do not do much, except it shows you some borders and clears the terrain, basically. So it just looks neater. It doesn't speed you up or anything. But you can plan out like a town square and the farming area, stuff like that with your roads first if you want. So this is most of the game. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the game is placing down building foundations, planning out your village, then collecting stone and logs and making planks and hitting them with your hammer and building them. This is most of the game, apart from all the quests and crafting, making money, paying your taxes, you know, stuff like that. The continuity of the kingdom, but a lot of it is simply collecting wood and stone and building. So if you don't enjoy that, then this is most definitely not the game for you. I found it very relaxing. And I like how the village keeps getting bigger and bigger over time. What's that? Oh, our rabbit trap has caught something. Caught the rabbits. So these buildings, you cannot change the quality of the walls. You cannot modify anything in the named buildings. You can only do that with houses. But for example, when you eventually can build the resource storage 2, you can apply the upgrade over this, and you will have to rebuild the walls, usually from better materials. Like this is straw, the resource storage 2 would be planks. So it works the same way as building better walls for the houses, but you have no control over it. It's the technology. Like resource storage 1 requires 50 points of building technology. We unlocked well at 20, resource storage at 50. We are now at 93. We are going to soon upgrade, unlock woodshed. And if we do more, at 1000 points, we unlock resource storage 2. And you know, finally at 10,000 points, resource storage 3. And you gain building technology, just like you gain, for example, oh, there's no building skill, but you know, the more you build, the more you hit with your hammer, the more building technology you gain. So there is a difference between skills and technology though. For example, farming, the more you do farming, the more you gain farming experience. You also gain farming technology. The difference is your villagers doing farming also gives you farming technology. It doesn't give you skills. Like it doesn't personally increase your farming ability, but it increases the farming technology of your village. So you can let your villagers do the work and get these unlocked. It would be extremely slow if you didn't do anything at all, I think. But at least they do contribute. And I imagine in multiplayer, all of the players would contribute to the technology as well. But that's just a guess. So we need sticks and logs and more straws. We don't have much in the storage. Let's use what we have. I think we may have enough straws. Oh. The thing I haven't done much in my own playthrough either is decorating the place. You can decorate houses, you can decorate these buildings, you can decorate your town square by again unlocking these, you know, for example, where the house? Simple house. Like you can unlock these and you can use these as decorations, and they increase your villagers' moods. But I don't think it does much more than that. I didn't care about it. You are preparing for wind down. Gonna be off for tonight. Thanks for the stream. You're very welcome, Parrot. I won't be going for late today. I will, I think, end, I don't know, soon. So you are not missing much today. I appreciate you being here, as always. And I'll see you tomorrow. So I won't go 3 hours with this game. Let's build this resource thing and then I'll show you my own village. Let's cut some more trees. What do you think about crafting? It's not interesting. I only do crafting either out of necessity, like make food or tools, or to sell and be able to pay taxes or buy other stuff. The best thing is, though, you can make villagers do it. So villagers have skills just like you, and different villagers you find will have different skills. For example, if you get a good crafter and put them in the kitchen, you can tell them to spend 20% of their time cooking bread and 20% of their time frying meat. I don't know, stuff like that. You can allocate percentage of their working time to any recipes you want that you have unlocked. And as long as they have resources, they will spend that amount of time. And according to their skills, they will be able to produce more in that amount of time. And you will see those numbers clearly. Like if you choose 20%, it will say something like, I don't know, 15 breads, stuff like that. So you have very detailed control over it. You can build more than one kitchen if you want. You can build 3 kitchens, find 3 skilled cooks. It is a single skill. Crafting is a single skill which applies to cooking and, you know, making planks, everything. And then you can tell one kitchen to full-time cook bread, for example, the other to full-time make some, I don't know, onion pies or whatever. Building stuff, are they just templates? Yes. So building is just templates. As you see, when you place a foundation, this is all you can do. You cannot simply place walls and grid foundations to build a custom house or anything. They are all templates. But yeah, it goes like this. I'm out of logs again. You see a pattern here, right? This is a lot of going back and forth. Do I have... I need to make more stone axes. Yeah, this is a lot of cutting trees and collecting rocks and hitting on walls to build them. There's something meditative about it. For me, at least. But I wouldn't call this game interesting or groundbreaking. It's just relaxing for me. And fun. What did I gain? Technology, woodshed. What else? I missed what it said. For interesting building, you know, you should consider playing a game like Valheim or even that new game Enshrouded. I don't have it yet. I'm trying to get a key. Hopefully someone will send me a key. I have asked for them. But the building in there looks very interesting. I need sticks. Have you seen that, QP? Enshrouded? Yes, Enshrouded. I think it went on early access 2 weeks ago, I'd like to say. A week and a half ago. Fairly recently. It is a survival game like Valheim, in a way. It looks like a nice game. With PvE focus. You remember now? Draven streamed it recently. He probably has the VOD up on his YouTube. If not, it's surely on his Twitch channel. Because it was recently, last week or so. You could check that out if you want. You watched that stream? Have you seen how Draven was digging up the foundation of the house? Draven, I don't know if you're still here. That stream was a lot of fun. If you are still there. It was a really enjoyable stream. This looks so wholesome, the farming part, so to speak. It is. And there's actual farming in this game as well. Like, I'm going to show you my town, my main save, and what you can maybe accomplish, if you call that an accomplishment, in this game, if you stick with it. It's not the most interesting village, but it works fine. It's pretty big. And there's actual farming, which is not extremely but fairly detailed. You have to first sow the land, then fertilize it, then spread that fertilizer, and then wait, the first thing is not called sowing. Then sow the seeds, and then, you know, certain seeds can only be sown on certain seasons, and they take a certain number of seasons to grow, and then you harvest them. There is no, you know, real life stuff like crop rotation or the soil losing its nutrients or whatever. They are not a thing in this game, but at least it is somewhat of a detailed process, and you can tell villagers to do it as well. If you sow a certain seed in a certain field, they remember that that field is supposed to be used for that harvest, for that vegetable or grain. It's not just a field, I'm talking about specific grids. Each grid will be remembered by villagers and will be appropriately sown in the later seasons, assuming they have the required materials. We work with poop every week. Worm poop, chicken poop, rabbit poop, plants love it. Yes, spreading poop. Fertilizers are important, of course. It's crazy how modern fertilizer has actually saved humanity from starving. Like, at some point, I don't know, in the last century, I don't remember the years, but there was not going to be enough food for everyone on the world anymore. Then modern fertilizer was invented. With my very limited scientific knowledge, this is all I can tell you, but if you know more, feel free to enlighten us more. I don't think it's about World War II, what I'm talking about. But it is around that time I think before, a few years before, maybe 10 years before the World War II era. Spruce knee, yes. What do I still need? Sticks. Logs. I have logs. Okay, I just need sticks now. Sticks are easy. I may even have sticks. I have some sticks.
I can hear my stomach rumbling.
Shut up, Rasimir. You just ate. You just ate yesterday, Rasimir. What are you talking about? Don't spoil yourself now, eating every day. I need more sticks.
Oh, I could eat a horse.
You just read that in occupied towns during wars, villagers grew crops within the towns using human and dog poop to grow. Yeah, of course, in small-scale farming, that is viable. It's not viable in large-scale farming.
I can't recall the taste of food.
You don't want to use your poop. At least it would be good for something. Then you would have to eat better. Okay. But yeah, look at how beautiful it becomes. You know, we just have one house, one resource storage and a well. And it's already looking nice. It's like a promise of what it can be. A chaotic, crowded metropolis. A mess. Hey, Transhi. Thank you. Welcome and good to see you. But yes, I think this is all I'm going to show you about the start basics of this game. I'm going to also show you a little bit of my main save. And then I will end early. When are people going to move in? So once you build more than one house, you go to towns and there are villagers there. You invite them manually. They do not move in. So in a house, you can invite one woman and one man. Even if they are not married or are in a relationship, over time they will get in a relationship and they will start making children, basically. And the population will start to grow. But you have to initially invite them yourself and assign them to your houses. Right now, in that save, we only had one house. Yes, Vero, you just came back in time. I will show the main save a little bit. You're also super influenced by game music. In fact, many of your favorite game also has your favorite... Yeah, I agree. Music is a huge part of the games for me as well. Medieval breeding sim, kind of. So yes, this is my main save. Don't expect something very, you know, gorgeous or anything. It's a crowded little place, but it's my place, okay? It's my village. What was I doing last? I think I was building more houses. So, I think the very first house I placed... let's see if I can find it. Simple small house. Yes, this is the very first house I placed. So, we started right here. We are here on the left side of the lake. We were building here in that save. And let's get in a position to give you an overhead view. Actually, let's see where I'm expanding to. So I'm expanding up this path right now, building more, putting more houses. This is the biggest house that you can build. It requires so many materials. And completed ones look like this from the inside. Of course, as I said, these have no decorations, so you can place decorations on all of these. You know, the attic, the foundation, the walls. I haven't done any of that. It's certainly possible. So there are some houses on this side, and it connects to the main road. There is the smithy here and the sewing huts across from the smithy. And more houses, of course. We have our kitchen right next to the well. And this is our workshop. So this is the main working street, let's say. This is our resource storage. Across from it is our food storage. And we have the carpenter's place, the woodshed here. And then across this way, we have the herbalist hut, the hunting lodge, and the excavation shed. So this is like going out to the nature. And the hunting lodge looks like this inside. There are people working in there. That's how you work in a hunting lodge. You stay inside. You don't actually hunt, but meat comes in, you know, spawns in. So I'm going to show this in more detail, but this across is my fields area. And from the main street, you can choose to go this way, which takes you to the barn. And then from the barn, you have the hen house, the chicken and the roosters, and the pigsty. As you can see from all the manure, this is where the pigs sleep. And then we have a donkey shelter here. What industry did you invest in first? I am making most of my money from making copper hammers and axes. So I have an excavation shed where I focus on getting some passive copper income instead of going and mining myself. And then I make the blacksmiths make copper hammers and axes. They are very easy to make and fetch a good money. And yeah, this is the animal husbandry area, which is right next to the orchards and the fields. So there are 9 different fields here for the 9 different seeds. They are sown automatically by the villagers. We have the orchards, we have the pear orchards here. They are not fully grown yet. We have the plum orchards here, and we have the hop orchards, 2 of them, because hops are more important. We will make ale. Cherry and apple. So I have planted these, but they are not grown yet. The smaller, my first fields and orchards used to be here, in this area. I'm going to take these down once they grow fully, and I will put something else here. As you see, I have already started building some new houses this way from the main street. So this will be another area. And if you go further from the farming area, you come to the fishing lodge. And this is where the fish are hunted to extinction. And yeah, that's about it for the village. There are 36 buildings right now and 35 villagers, counting the few children. There are 4 children. Once the children grow a little bit more, like I don't know, but maybe when they are 6-7 years old, maybe 10 years old, you haven't. No, I haven't done that yet. I have not gotten here. That is the only thing that I haven't done in the quests. You can assign them as what was it called? Let's remember. Apprentices. You can assign children as apprentices. You cannot assign them as workers, but you can assign them as apprentices, and they grow up learning that skill. Watch me try die. Oh, I died so many times. Busy building houses. I didn't want to make an here first because I think with better skills, your hair is born with better skills. So I am taking my time. I don't think I will die yet, dude. Okay, I'm only 22 years old or something. I don't even know how old I am. I think I'm 21 or 22. Where is it? I don't know my age. What is my age? Well, you start the game 19 years old. 21? Where is it? Where did you see it? Oh, we have to find ourselves here. Casimir? No, it's not in the list. It's over your character. Oh, yes. Age 21. We are 21 years old. And our wife? Who is our wife? Mironiega. She's 30? Okay, our wife is 30. She still has a few years, you know, for safe childbearing. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. I mean, I didn't want to put her to hard work, you know? I have her in the easiest work possible. But if I can find a top-down view of the village, maybe. There is not a good place to look at the village from above, unfortunately. Have you ever carried water? It cannot be too hard to carry water from well across 2 meters. It's not like I have her distributing the water to all over the village. But yeah, this is what the village looks like from this side. Can we climb this mountain? You'd rather fish? True. These buckets are small. Family are more like employees, exactly. Maybe we can see from here. I like how the fields look, especially. See, the village spreads from that way to over here. You cannot really plan a very you cannot really make a very planned village in this game, you know, with the it's not very exact, the grids. So it always looks a little bit organic. Even when you are somewhat planning, it looks organic and natural. I like that about this game. You are still in the mushroom soup. Oh, I'm still eating fried meat. You know, the most basic food. How much water would a 36 people village would need? So I think people consume 1 unit of water every day. So 36 people consume 36 units of water, and 1 bucket can carry 10 units of water. So it's like less than 4 buckets in this game. You try to have fried meat, mushroom soups, you get multiple. I don't care about the buffs at all. Like, stuff like that exists in game, but they have so little effects. It's completely unimportant. I have made some bread. I have baked some bread. Then I noticed how long that takes, and I'm not doing it anymore. The only thing I really enjoy and care about in game is building the village. Discovering all the technologies. Concentrating on being unfathomable. You have a kitchen worker, make the food. Yeah, I do as well, but it's slow. I have 1 kitchen right now, making a little bit of bread and some fried meats and fish meats, and it's not enough for the village. I am considering putting down 2 more kitchens. You know, with this population, how many people do you have in your village, by the way, Vera, right now? I have 35, and it's absolutely not enough with 1 kitchen. 5? Oh, you have 5? Okay, you are keeping it small. Yeah, I'm building the industry. We are building up. But yeah, this is it. This is my village right now. And this is the game. I hope you enjoyed it, you liked it. And as I said, Veru and I are interested in playing this game multiplayer, and at some point we will. It would be better if more of you were interested, and we could play with 4 people. If you are interested, if you enjoyed the game, let me know, and we can set something up. You cycle people between jobs based on priorities. Gotcha. I am trying to fill every position. You know, if I build a new building, I build new homes and invite appropriate villagers. Keep every position filled, stuff like that. But yes, this is the game. I will call it today, and a little bit early. And yeah, I enjoyed Timberborn a lot. I will most probably very soon start a fresh playthrough, more planned playthrough. And as I said, I have been playing this game a lot. So, both good games. I would recommend both of you to all of you. Both of you to all of you. You're very welcome. I hope you had a good time. Let us raid. Since I always want to... You know what? Wait, when did we last raid multi? Okay. We are going to say hi to multi. I cannot always raid multi because it just doesn't fit with the streaming times. But yes, multi's birthday. Always need a what? Need a blacksmith? Yes. Yeah, let's go say hi to Multi. Multi is, of course, you may know them from the chat. Good friends, good person, and a good part of the community. Definitely, let's go there and say hi. They are playing Mindustry, which is a game that I'm interested in. Epic gave this away recently, gave this for free. So I expect I do have it. Probably some of you also have it. If you know the game, let me know. It definitely looks very interesting, but I haven't played it, tried it yet. But yeah, I shall be back tomorrow. We are going to finally start the Lost Files of Sherlock Holmes. Second game, Case of the Rose Tattoo. And I'm curious about that game, a little bit scared as well. And I shall be back to Kingmaker on Friday with news. But yeah, thanks so much for being here today. I really appreciate all of you being here. All the jokes, all the bits, the beaver jokes and the beaver bits, and the raid by Ale, and the resubs, and all of it. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and be well. And goodbye for now.